So, our first review of the day is going to be for a film called The Long Walk. It is a movie set in a dystopian future there, where you have participants, teenagers there that can
Mhm.
participate there in this walk, where they walk for days there until there's only one person left. Once there's one person left, they get a wish. They can wish for whatever they want, but there's some limitations to that. Like they can't wish for like there to be a new president or something, or for there to be no more walks, or
Yeah.
so it can't be something that can change the
Within
government in it.
reason.
Yeah, any institutional way. So there's kind of a little bit of limit to that, but for the most part, they can get kind of whatever they want. And this movie's directed by Francis Lawrence there. He's mostly directed a lot of the Hunger Games movies. There things like Catching Fire, the Mockingjay films. He's directed a lot of those. And this movie stars Cooper Hoffman, who is the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman, who people might have seen. He was in Licorice Pizza there, which I liked him in Licorice Pizza.
I
I
think
thought he
that was
was,
his debut.
yeah, I think that was his debut film there. This is based on a short story, as the trailer mentioned there, from
His
Stephen
first
King.
short story.
Oh, wow, his very first one. Okay, I did not know
Yeah,
that.
this was this was when he was in his first 2 years of college as a
Oh,
student, and this was
wow.
8 years before he published Carrie when he was a teacher. So he
Yeah.
wrote this while in college as a young man
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's
under a
amazing.
pseudonym, but, he released this along with, I believe his pseudonym was, Brockman, and he released it under the
Mm,
Brockman Books, and that became a collection
oh,
of stuff
nice.
that he wrote under his pseudonym.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Dusk.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you have him there. Yeah, I said based on a short story from Stephen King there. Cooper Hoffman starred in this. And this also has other cast members. David Johnson's in this as well. People might know he was an alien Romulus there. Which I liked him. He was the android in that,
He's by
which I
far the most interesting part in that movie.
Yes, I thought he was one of the best things about that movie. He's one of the best things about this movie as well, and we'll get into that more.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean that's kind of the basic setup here. I mean, you just got people there. They have to walk at 3 miles per hour. If they don't walk at 3 miles per hour all day and all night without stopping, then they get a warning. They get one warning, then they get a second warning, then they get a third warning. If they don't get their ass moving to 3 miles per hour by the
Mhm.
third warning, then that's it. Then they
Yeah,
die,
they get taken out.
and there's no breaks, there's no bathroom breaks, there's no rest at all. Just it's nonstop until there's only one person left. And that's kind of just the basic setup you have of this movie here. Dusk, what were your
Mhm.
thoughts on The Long Walk?
Well, if I recall correctly, this movie was directed by Francis Lawrence,
Yeah.
correct? Yeah, he
Mhm.
did all. If this movie at all reminds me of anything, is this reminded me a bit of Iron Legend, which he did direct, and specifically his work on the Hunger Games. He actually directed all the Hunger Games except for the very first one, and this one definitely has that feeling and vibe in the cinematography and in the direction. But what I like most about this movie is it adheres very close to the short story. It deviates in parts, but it adheres to the basic premise of this story picks up right in media res. They don't waste any time. They're just like, so this is what's happening. You guys are going on a walk. You guys have volunteered. Here are the characters. Here's the moments, and go.
Mm.
And that sets the immediate understanding of the situation. And it's a very simple premise. So with that, it's almost a bottleneck movie. Despite it moving to different locations, it's a very close-knit movie. Most of them are unfortunately fodders. There's about 50 characters in this, even in the short story, more actually. But it's only going to be a handful of people that are focused on. And so you kind of see their story and how they talk within each other and with their personalities. This movie, while having a horror edge to it, is more of a thriller, more of a character study, specifically on how people are dealing with it. In this world, it definitely feels like a dystopian, screwed up kind of a world where they would allow such a thing here, but the characters never really dwell on it because that's just what they know.
Mm.
That's just how it's been. the movie also never really, just like the short story, doesn't really extrapolate on the hows and whys, which is both its biggest strength and it's also weakness from its book. Is there isn't a lot of super world building in it, and that's fine because you really kind of don't need that. Really, you're just focusing on the event and the walk itself and the grueling amount of punishment. At first, it starts all right, and eventually, people start going down one by one, and you start getting people start getting sick, and things start happening. And tension starts building. Is well, who's going to make it? And
Mm,
you don't really know. Even in the you can guess who the characters are, but you don't really know people's story. You don't know the situations. You don't know how it's all going to be delivered. And I think surprisingly enough, he was able to the director and the actors in general were able to capture that very simple premise, but also keep it relatively enthralling throughout the process.
mm, yeah. And hey, how's it going there, Lemmy Winks? What's up, man?
Ye-
Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I mean, simple premise, but executed really, I think, in an interesting way.
Mhm.
Because you think like, how interesting could it be just to see people walk? But like, I mean, this is people walking all day, all night without breaks, and
Yeah.
these people, they can't even use the bathroom. So there's some scenes where characters, he's trying to take a shit and a gun is pointing right at his head, and he's like, man, just pinch it off, man, just come on, man, come on, just get back to 3 miles per hour so you
Yeah.
don't get killed. So there's that tension to things. There's the element, you said, people get sick. There's
Oh
one
yeah.
person in the movie who breaks his ankle, and he's walking on a broken ankle for miles until finally there's just some people just give up. They're just like, I just can't go anymore, like I just can't do this,
Yeah.
and then that's it. And there's a great job with this movie. What it does is building them camaraderie between the people, between the
Yeah.
guys there, and you see them bouncing off each
Yeah. They
other.
call themselves the Musketeers.
The Musketeers, yeah, and you see that, and that's you have Cooper Hoffman there. You got David Johnson. There's another actor there who Ben Wang, who we just saw in Karate Kid. He's in this as well, and then also you got Tut Newitt there. He's also, I think, part of the crew
Mhm.
there. They do really well there, I think, is being part of that crew. And then you really got kind of like 6 people that the camera really focuses on, that really
Yeah.
gets most of the dialogue there. And you get to see them, and then you have some people who is just like the troll who's just trying to
Yeah.
mess with people to throw them off their game. That's a character, his name is his actor's name is Charlie Plummer
Yeah.
there.
Gary Barkovich.
Gary Brockovich there.
Barkovich.
You got him. Then you got some people in the contest who's like, listen, I'm not trying to make no friends. I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about anybody. I'm just here to win. And then you get Stibbins. That's the guy that kind of is like
Yeah.
that. But
Very
yeah,
quiet, enigmatic, kind of keeps to himself. You only know him as Stebbins. He doesn't even give his first name.
mm, yeah, and everybody in this has a number as well. The people there that are, because you have these military figures that are alongside them as well with them in this journey with the walk. And yeah, they just say, hey, number 38, hey, you losing pace. What's happening? Like,
Yeah.
first warning, second warning, third warning. And one of the major military figures that you see in this is Mark Hamill, who plays Major Himmel, I think is his
The
name.
Major.
The Major, yeah. You just Yeah, so he didn't even have a last. He just called the
No, he's
Major
just
there.
the Major. Yes, he
Uh,
was in the book. In the books, he doesn't even have a name. He's just referred to as the Major.
yeah, so you got him in this. But yeah, I mean, he's pretty good there. He uses his, Brooklyn guy voice to full effect here with the sternness of that. And then that kind of works. But yeah, I mean, you really end up feeling for even the people that you think are like assholes, like even them, it's like, man, I kind of fell for that dude a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's a great accomplishment of the film itself to do that. And like I said, I mean, the chemistry between everybody was really great. And seeing them kind of all work together, but like, well, only one of you can. It's like
Yeah,
only
that
one person can make it.
it's the ultimate tragedy of as much as you celebrate the bravado and the camaraderie and everyone working together, the ultimate tragedy, and the movie makes you like feel that camaraderie. Even the short story as well is like it's glad that everybody's kind of working together and kind of creating this friendship. And it's yeah, but you forgot the title, the tagline of this whole thing is there can only be one. Only one
Mm,
of you is going to make it,
yeah.
and you're just kind of. It's almost this sad discovery of realizing almost having to go against their nature is like the only way this is good we're gonna end is that we just kind of have to stop. We have to stop our camaraderie. We kind of just have to let it just happen.
Mm.
That's the real tragedy of this. Is just everything works is like everything you build this relationship between everybody and like everyone's trying to work together and continue. And that's that realization of, yeah, no, only one of us is actually gonna make it.
Mm,
And who's it gonna be?
yeah. So I think it'll hold your interest, and it'll
Mhm,
really make you feel that all the way through there of who's gonna make it. It's
yeah,
like, oh, not this person or not that person, and just like I said, all the horror that comes with this of doing this walk, of all the things that can happen to you while you're doing this, like
mhm.
you're having hallucinations, um,
Oh, yeah.
all that, like, people just like you said, the trailer, the one guy who just drops because he's, convulsing and he just shuts his body shuts down and he can't do it. So that in of itself, you think like, how
And,
horrific can this be? But I think the
there
movie.
there is violence in it, and when the violence happens, they don't shy away from it, and it's very quick and very punchy, and you're just like, "Oof."
Mm. Yeah. And at first, there's like kind of like a fake out of one person that you think is going to be the first victim, but then the first victim comes, and then it's like you're kind of reacting how the characters are, like, oh shit, like that kind of wakes them up. Like you're in the character shoes as well. They do a great job at that of like this is real, like oh shit, this is really
Yeah, they're not
happening. Like
playing. This
you
is
know,
this is it.
yeah, we're really in this. Yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. And I thought it's very effective in that. I mean, the director Francis Lawrence, like I said, his experience at doing dystopian YA kind of stuff comes in handy there. Being the director of the Hunger Games films, I think that's added in to good effect here with the long walk there that has that same kind of feel to it. And I think that works. I think
Mhm,
the actors in this film all do a really good job. Like I said, they do a really good job at showing the camaraderie between everybody, and that really makes you connect with them, like them as people there. And even like I said, this is the beginning of the movie right here. This part of it, I mean, the movie immediately opens up. You see it. He's just dropped off by his mom at the competition. And it's like, okay, let's go. I mean,
mhm.
we're ready there. So I think the movie does a great job at that as well. So, and like I said, the horror aspect here, I think works as well. The just not only the military people there, that is also there, but just the brutality of walking for days on hours nonstop for
Mhm,
hundreds of miles. I think they add that as well to it and capture that very well.
mhm.
So I would give this strong tune in. What about you there, Dusk?
Yeah, I was really happy to see that they both didn't stretch out the movie longer than needed. They kept the essence of the short story, changed some bits, altered some things. The ending is different. The ending in the short story is way bleaker than the ending in this, which is already pretty bleak. But uh, I for better or worse, I can't really say honestly. It depends on the taste, really. The themes in the story are basically the same. So that was the to me what was really important. And this may be one of the better adaptations, although we've had two pretty solid adaptations for what it's worth. Um, I believe it was like Life of Charlie came out earlier this year.
Oh, the life of Chuck.
The Life of Chuck, yeah, The Life of Chuck.
Well,
So that
I
was another
guess
Stephen King work.
you gave him his full name, Charlie. There,
Yeah,
yes.
Charlie. Yeah, Life of Charlie, Chuck. Uh, yeah. So yeah, I kind of have to go with you. I think this is a good performances, solid bottleneck movie, limited budget. They knew what they needed to shoot, and they kept the emotions and character and kept it as a character study more so than anything else. You never really get any extra information about the world. Why is this happening? Why are they doing this? What's going on? It's like that doesn't matter. Just like in the short story, it's just a hypothesis of the situation and just enough that you can get the situation to happen and see these characters and how you interact.
Mm,
So I have to give this along with you a strong tune in. I think this is well worth a watch.
yeah. Okay. Strong tune in.
Hmm.
So two strong tune ins
Hmm.
for The Long Walk in theaters now. So it had a budget of 20 million.
Yeah,
See it's so far it's made a box office of 1.3 million.
yeah.
So but yeah. Did you go to one of those screenings where it was a treadmill in there? I kind of want to do that. I wish I went to one of those screenings there.
That would have actually been a very interesting screening if I went to. No, I went to like a regular screening, but actually, that might have actually made it way more to the point.
Yeah. You think you could do that? Yeah, 3 miles for like an hour, and this movie's an hour 48 minutes. You think you could do that?
Uh, I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I walk a
Now,
lot, but I don't know if I could do that.
yeah. I know one of the things with Stephen King, you mentioned the changes to the book. In
Yeah,
the book, they have to walk
it's
miles
4
miles
miles,
per hour.
and he
Uh,
asked them they didn't change that because he felt, it kinda took away from the realism. He's like, 3 miles is doable. It's
yeah,
in it's tough, but it's doable. 4 is just too much.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe they should. I was talking to I think it was Sage about it. I was like,
Yeah.
or Nick. I was like, maybe they should do this in theaters. Just put in treadmills. Maybe they should do
I
that.
mean, honestly, I'd get more out of it. I would lose weight at the same time instead of sitting. I just watch. I could walk. I do that at home anyway. Sometimes I'll walk or do other stuff while I'm watching a movie.
Yeah, you got like a one of those walking pads or something.
Yeah, I have a very small one because I don't have a huge place. So, but I have a small travel one where I just kind of do a small walking pad and I do other things, or I'm making something up in the living room or working on something and I'll watch a movie and then I
Hmm.
move around and do stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Well. Yeah. So that was our thoughts there on the long walk there.
Mhm.